Communication is about sharing information, ideas, stories, news, music, recipes, TV commercials. There are a lot of ways to send messages. Even two cans connected by a string will do the job.
Please continue to hold.
But no matter how the message is transmitted, it must be in a language understood by the sender and the recipient. Alphabets made language visual and opened up tremendous possibilities for communication. Excuse me.
I'm busy right now.
The ability to communicate through language and speech rather than through noises or gestures is one of the things that separates humans from other animals. The development of written communication made it possible for humans to share words across distance and time. Words can be recorded and transmitted later. Historians believe several cultures developed writing systems independently at about the same time. Some of the oldest known writing appeared in Egypt around 3000 BC. The ancient Egyptians created hieroglyphics, an elaborate writing system made up of about 700 hieroglyphs, or symbols. They wrote their symbols in rows, or columns, and read from left to right, or right to left. Hieroglyphs of animals or humans faced the beginning of a row, so a reader would know where a line started and which direction to read. Common symbols were birds and parts of the human body. The Egyptians referred to hieroglyphs as writing of God's words and used them to decorate the walls of pyramids, temples, and tombs. In Mesopotamia, the Babylonians wrote using cuneiform, a system developed by the Sumerians also around 3000 BC. The Babylonians communicated their ideas with ideograms, or drawings. They carved them onto soft clay tablets with a stylus or a blunt reed. Then they left the tablets in the sun to harden. The stylus left wedge-shaped impressions, which led historians to call the writing cuneiform, or wedge writing. The Egyptians also created papyrus, a kind of paper made from a reed that grows in the marshes near the Nile River. Papyrus reed was cut into thin strips, soaked in water, pressed together, and dried under a heavy weight. Papyrus is thin and light, yet strong enough to sustain wear and tear. The invention of paper, similar to what we use today, is credited to Cai Lun around AD 105 in China. Cai Lun mixed the inner bark of a mulberry tree and bamboo fibers in water and pounded them into a pulp. He spread the pulp onto a flat piece of coarsely woven cloth and allowed the water to drain. In the 15th century BC, the Phoenicians developed an alphabet with 22 consonants, most likely borrowing from other writing systems. As wandering merchants, the Phoenicians needed to keep accurate, detailed records. Through trade, they introduced their alphabet to the ancient Greeks, who refined and modified it, adding symbols for vowels sometime between 1100 and 700 BC. In fact, the word alphabet comes from the Greek letters alpha and beta. The Greeks introduced their alphabet to the Romans and changed it again, eventually resembling the English 26-letter alphabet. Across the globe in Central America, the ancient Maya created a unique writing system as early as 300 BC. The Maya created elaborate hieroglyphs that included almost 800 different signs. They also made paper from bark coated with lime and created codices, or books, as early as AD 1100. Spanish missionaries burned most of the Maya codices in the 16th century and destroyed what could have provided modern historians a more accurate picture of early Maya culture. Anthropologists may never be able to put an exact date on the invention of written communication. And that doesn't change the fact that writing systems and tools for writing were dramatic developments in communication that empowered people to write laws, track financial transactions, and preserve history. From cuneiform to computers, methods of writing have changed considerably throughout time, but written language continues to be a cornerstone of human communication. Imagine a world without the written word. What would life be like if we had a limited knowledge of the cultural and scientific achievements of past generations? And how would we communicate our history and intellectual advancements to future civilizations?
Ron, how would you tell the difference between...
The written word gives us continuity. It preserves our culture.
Identify that. One would be via the color code, the other would